Looking to generate more income in retirement? I've got 5 ways that you can boost your retirement income. I've got that and more coming up. One glaring trend of the stock market over the past 10 years, but really over the past 40 or so years as the technology age has really taken off, is the dividend yield of the S&P 500 or the stock market has absolutely cratered. Take a look at this chart. It's a very clear trend going back to 1980 or so, the just downward trend of the dividend yield of the S&P 500. And yeah, we had the lowest level was during the tech bubble, right at the bottom or top, I should say, of the tech bubble. Things changed a little bit, and the dividend yield was marching higher. And then we had the yield rally of the crash in the stock market. You don't want a yield rally, by the way. That means stocks have gone down significantly. The dividend is still there, so the dividend as a proportion or as a percentage of the actual the stock is a lot higher when the stock price is low. So this second lowest level on record that we currently stand right now at the time I'm recording of the dividend yield compared to the S&P 500, it part is due to the stock market absolutely surging here recently over the past 5 years for sure since COVID, but also yet this summer since the tariff tantrum we had in the spring. But also it's just out of favor to pay dividends. Mathematically, from a tax standpoint, a lot more companies prefer buying back stocks. If they've got a chunk of cash, of profits, they can do a few things with that. And if they decide to have that benefit shareholders, they could pay out a dividend or they could buy back company stock. And a lot more companies are buying back stock. And so this dividend yield is significantly lower than it's been throughout history. Well, that creates a problem for retirees. If you're living off of your portfolio in retirement and this dividend income is near record lows, it creates less cash flow. So what can you do to boost your retirement income? Retirees need to get more creative working with their CFP. I've got 5 ways that you can boost your retirement income. First, and this one's the most popular, and that is real estate investing. Real estate investing, it is the most popular way to boost your retirement income because it does 2 things. 1, it keeps pace with inflation. And 2, the yield, the actual percentage or the amount of your income, the monthly income or whatever that you draw from it as a percentage of the total principal value is significant. It's hard to beat real estate income. That is why it's so popular. However, it's not for everyone. Not everyone is cut out to be a landlord. Also, not everyone envisions retirement of taking care of different houses. One of the phrases that folks that have a portfolio of homes use is how many doors? How many doors? This reference to how many properties that you manage. To me, how many toilets, right? And when you're retired, do you want to be worrying about toilets? Do you want to be worrying about furnaces? How many roofs? Do you want to be worrying about that stuff? When you're a landlord, and sure, you might have a property manager, but that's not cheap, and they also change and have issues as well. And so not everyone's cut out to be a landlord. Not everyone, therefore, is cut out to own rental properties. But if you do, it's a significant way to help boost your retirement income. Second, optimize Social Security. Optimizing your Social Security. That's one of the phrases that we recommend, that we use all the time, is instead of just having an emotional snap judgment and saying, as soon as I retire, I'm turning on Social Security, pause and make an unemotional planning decision with your Social Security. That doesn't mean that you need to delay. It does mean that before you get emotionally attached to just immediately turning on Social Security, as soon as you possibly can, run the numbers and work with your certified financial planner. My guess is the majority of people, it's still going to make sense for you to draw immediately. But for those of you where it does make sense to delay a little bit, maybe until the start of the next year, you can do some tax planning. Maybe delaying for a couple of years. I was just doing the math for a couple in my office, and we had him draw Social Security right away. We had her delay, and her delaying, it's going to be an increase of just under 8% by delaying one more year. The next year, the final year, delaying in one extra year, the math that we calculated was almost a 9% rate of return for her to delay that one more year. I don't know anything out there that's got that rate of return that confidently, right? So it could be delaying a little bit. It could be optimizing your benefit if you've ever been married, if you're currently married, if you're a widow or widower or been divorced. Optimizing your Social Security can also boost your retirement income as well. Third, having tax efficient withdrawal strategies can boost your retirement income. And you might say, how's that possible? Think about it this way. If you are drawing dollars out of your pre-tax retirement accounts, and that's pushing you into the 22% tax bracket, you've got to withhold a certain amount on those withdrawals so that you pay the right amount in tax and then you live on the net amount. Well, if there was a way to structure your retirement income so that you never got to the 22% tax bracket, you stayed within the 12% tax bracket, then that allows you to withhold even less on those withdrawals, and it just boosted your income. Now, depending on your situation, your tax picture, your lifestyle, your withdrawals, it may not be possible, but for many people, we're able to find, oh, well, if you didn't withdraw this much, you wouldn't be in the 22% tax bracket. If you withdraw this, we would be able to withhold less, and therefore your income would be a little bit higher. Would this fit for your financial situation? Absolutely. Or if you've got tax diversification, well, if we withdrew only this amount out of the pre-tax accounts instead of this amount, and we withdrew the excess or the difference, the other amount that you needed, either from other accounts or from cash, and you avoided that 22% tax bracket, now you're able to boost your retirement income because you're not jumping into that next tax bracket. Or maybe you're avoiding IRMA you're able to get the new senior deduction. All of those sorts of things can actually enhance your retirement income because you're being more tax sensitive. Fourth, dividend-focused investing, having that be a large portion or a portion of your retirement portfolio. Just because the S&P 500 dividend yield is near historic lows doesn't mean that your only dividend choice is the S&P 500. There are dividend-focused investment approaches or strategies out there that seek to double the dividend yield of the S&P 500 or even enhance it beyond that. 5-6% is not out of the question. I did a video on this recently, talked about a few of the different strategies. Even our equity income model here at KFG has a much higher yield as well. So focusing on dividend intentional or dividend enhanced yield strategies within your investment portfolio can absolutely boost your retirement income as well. And then a fifth way to boost your retirement income, even if it's just for the early stages of retirement, is doing some part-time work or some consulting. And you might have the vision of retirement as just on your last day, you kiss it goodbye and you're done with work forever. But a lot of people, because of the way the job market is right now and the skills that you have later in your career, a lot of people are turning away from that traditional retirement where you just transition to 6 Saturdays and a Sunday and instead do 6 months, 12 months, 18 months of part-time work or consulting, and that helps boost that income during those first few years, crucial years of retirement as well. So what's your retirement income plan? And do any of these strategies, these 5 to help you boost your retirement income, do they help and do they apply to you? Retirement income, that's one of the 5 factors that all play into whether you are going to have a successful retirement or not, a confident retirement. So work with your certified financial planner on that, as well as the other 5 factors to ensure that you're planning for that confident and successful retirement. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.